Defense wins championships. That is how you play defense. This is the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit, and we're going to break down this amazing game that went down tonight. The Raptors were shorthanded, but didn't matter. The ghosts of Game 7 from last year's semifinals round haunted Joel Embiid. As you could tell, the man had 0 points. He was 0 for 11 from the field. And the Raptors, what can you say? They hounded him throughout the whole game and made everything complicated for him. He didn't know what to do. He felt like he was going through some sort of deja vu for sure. Coming back to the Toronto home floor, seeing all those things, just getting reminded by the little things that happened a year ago. Not a year, but a few months ago. But it probably feels like a year. And I don't know. I mean, that whole ending to that game was so all over the place. I don't understand what Tobias Harris was doing. The coach, you could see Brett Brown going, what the hell are you guys doing? There was 11 seconds on the clock. This man takes a contested three with maybe, 9 seconds left. They get the rebound. Ben Simmons thinks he's Steph Curry. He shoots a turnaround three-pointer. He airballs that, and we get the ball back. They toss it to Pascal, and he dunks it before the buzzer goes off, and they win 101-96. Al Horford was open on that rebound that Ben Simmons got before he shot it, but clearly the man has no basketball IQ or doesn't know how to handle pressure situations, because honestly, I cracked up laughing at that, and you saw Drake going ham, laughing at everything that went down in the final seconds. The thing with there was another play where Josh Richardson, pretended to get fouled on a three-point shot, and the ball never lies. He missed 3 straight free throws, and they were up 5 with maybe a couple minutes to go, and the Raptors completely shut their offense down. They went on a 10-0 run to end that game, with Marc Gasol missing 2 free throws in crucial time, and Pascal Siakam. What can we say? The man, he's trying to prove he's a number one option, and he can be a number one option. And he came through with that amazing and one over Al Horford and Joel Embiid. And Fred VanVleet got the last 2 free throws to put them up by 3. And then Pascal, like I said earlier, went out for that open dunk to close it out. Ben Simmons made 3 crucial errors in the final possessions. He had that crazy turnaround 3, and then he tried to throw a lob, which would have put them up by 1 if Tobias was to connect, but Pascal Siakam got a hand on it, and that's all she wrote. And that's 13 in a row at home against Philly in the regular season, and I believe that's 32 straight home victories against the division rivals. So that's the Philadelphia 76ers, the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks, the Boston Celtics, and yeah. Let's check out the stats and see exactly what everyone did today. I know for a fact Rondae Hollis Jefferson, or if you want to call him by his real name in Toronto, Rondae Hustle Jefferson, went off. He had 16 and 10. I remember him getting layup after layup, making defensive play after defensive play. And these guys are for real. They're not a joke. They're a contender in the East. And this was against a fully loaded Philadelphia squad with no injuries. We still had Lowry out of the lineup, Ibaka out of the lineup, and McCaw. And we showed heart. We showed effort. We could have folded the game at the very end when we were down by 5 or 6. But we kept on fighting. We kept on grinding like we always do. And we fight till that buzzer goes off, and these guys, the way they closed that game out, there was never, there couldn't have been a better ending. Let's start off with the Philadelphia 76ers side. Ben Simmons flirted with the triple-double, but he had 7 turnovers. He had 10 points, 9 rebounds, 14 assists in 41 minutes. He was 4 of 8 from the field. Shot that, weird turnaround Steph Curry-like three-pointer, and he missed that clearly. Tobias Harris had 18 and 5 with 2 assists. That was 5 rebounds and 18 points in 38 minutes. 7 of 17 from the field, 3 of 7 from three-point line. and one a one from the free throw line. And I already told you the goose egg that Embiid dropped. It's the first time he's been scoreless in 171 games. And Marc Gasol, I mean, he had himself some crucial moments on offense, but damn, does he know how to guard these big men and give them a tough time. First Vucevic, then Joel Embiid. And what's Joel Embiid's excuse today? Was he sick? Hell no. The Raptors had a crazy defensive scheme for him, and they double-teamed him, triple-teamed him. Marc Gasol had him on the post by himself. He can't move Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol's a big dude, and he's just a smart defensive player. He might not have the hops and be able to get those crazy blocks like JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard, but he knows how to hold he knows how to hold himself down and hold that position. And Joel Embiid had 13 rebounds, but his offense not going his way definitely affected the way he played on the other end as well. Al Horford had a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. Josh Richardson is the reason why the Philadelphia 76ers were able to stay so close up in the game and even had the lead at one point, because he went off for 25 points, 6 rebounds, and he was 9 of 19 from the field, and he hit 5 threes on 9 attempts. In terms of the bench, Mike Scott had 12 points, Korkmaz had 9, Ennis had 5, and that's pretty much it for them. Now we're going to the A side, the Toronto Raptors, the NBA champions. Pascal Siakam went for 25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in 40 minutes. 9 of 19 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line with 2 blocks. He had some crucial plays, like he had that steal to stop them from taking the lead on Tobias Harris, and had that dunk to ice it at the end. He had the 3-point play to put us up when we were down 2. And he had a crucial block at one point during the game where he got the block on Tobias, and then Rondae Hollis-Jefferson went up for the easy layup. So yeah, Pascal had his night. Fred VanVleet, you know how he had his tough times against Philly with their length last year in the semifinal playoffs, but he came out and showed out. He had 24 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from three-point line, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And he had 2 steals. Anunoby, we know that he wasn't in the playoffs last season, so he had to show out. You know, they haven't really seen Anunoby in the lineup, so Philadelphia kind of had a tough time with them. He didn't have his best game, but he had a key charge on he had a key charge on Joel Embiid. And he had 12 points. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 10 from the field, and 2 of 5 from the three-point line. And then he had a block and a steal. Marc Gasol, usual game. He had 9 assists, though, which is really good for a center. You know how centers are. The only other center that probably averages more assists than him is Jokic. And, that's pretty much it. I mean, Marc Gasol is an older version of Jokic. He was Jokic before Jokic. And so he had 3 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Wasn't really good from the field. He was 1 of 8 and 1 of 6 from the three-point line. And then he missed those 2 free throws in the fourth quarter to put him up. But, and Rondae, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists in 31 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Obviously, he's not a three-point shooter, so he didn't take any attempts. Norman Powell didn't have a good game, but he hit some crucial three-pointers for us to keep us close, especially the one in the fourth quarter where he cut the lead to 2, I believe. And VanVleet went falling, and he passed the ball to Norman, and he hit that fadeaway 3 in the corner. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And with this performance, we were able to stay undefeated at home, going 7-0. And we can expect nothing but memes tonight as the Raptors win Game 8 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Oh man, it was fun to see. Honestly, at one point I thought that the Raptors were going to lose that game just based on the vibe that was going on. It just seemed like it was too close. It just didn't seem like it was going the Raptors' way, especially after that 3-point bullshit play that got called for a foul when Terrence Davis didn't even touch Josh Richardson. And I mean, the Raptors came out. They showed what they were made of, and they pulled it out. And I can't say nothing but good things about this game. This was completely the opposite of what happened the last game against the Hawks. Like, the Hawks game was completely trash. Didn't even want to entertain that game because it was just so up and down. And this, they played with heart. They came back home. They felt good at home, and they went off at home. And I mean, the stats overall as a team, they're 41% from the field for the Philadelphia 76ers. They were 36 of 88. And the Raptors were 45% from the field, and they were 38 of 84. Three-point shooting, the Raptors weren't that great today. They only shot 32%, 11 of 34 from three. And like I said, Josh Richardson had himself a ball game from the three-point line, and they shot 15 of 40, which was 38% from the three-point line. Free throw-wise, both percentages were nasty. The Raptors were 64%, 14 of 22. And Philadelphia was 9 of 16 for 56% from the field. Turnovers, we're a really good team that holds down turnovers to a minimum, and we only had 10 this game, while Philadelphia had 16. Assists-wise, we were flirting around the 30 assist range. We had 27. 76ers had 25. Now, rebounding has always been an issue for us, and as you could see, like if you watched the whole game, you saw it at a point in the second quarter where the 76ers were going off on the boards. Like, we just couldn't grab a rebound, and when we did, we got called for a foul under the basket, which was very annoying to watch and very frustrating because obviously we were depleted in the lineup as it is, but we already are lacking in size. Aside from Ibaka, who wasn't in the lineup today, all we had was Marc Gasol. But Rondae is obviously a good offensive rebounder, and Chris Boucher is too. But they're both small. They're long, but they're skinny. And Joel Embiid is a monster on the boards. He's a big dude. Ben Simmons, big dude. Tobias Harris, big dude. Josh Richardson for a shooting guard is a big dude. Like, they're all, and Al Horford, he plays center for the Celtics last year. He's a big dude playing power forward, guarding Siakam, right? So those are a lot of big bodies, and they had 51 boards altogether, 14 offensive rebounds, which killed us in this first half. But we somehow found a way to squeeze it out tonight, and we only had 40 rebounds altogether and 8 offensive rebounds off of that. We had 5 blocks. They had 3. We had 18 personal fouls. They had 20. Both teams didn't have a technical. But all in all, that was definitely one of the best games we played overall. The whole game might have not been pretty to watch, but you saw the effort that was there throughout the whole game. And for us to close out a game with a 10-0 run and play the defense we did and get 8 consecutive stops to close out the whole game against a team that everyone expects to come out of the East shows you that how good the Raptors really are, even with Kyle Lowry and Ibaka out. I just want to see everyone come back and be healthy and see how this team plays out. I know it's just one game. We can't get too excited because, it's not the playoffs, it's a regular season, but you would hope or think that the 76ers really wanted this game. They played like it. They just didn't execute. And losing Jimmy Butler for them was a huge, huge loss because they had no one to go through in the fourth quarter. Josh Richardson ran out of gas. You saw him missing easy bunnies. Ben Simmons still doesn't know how to shoot. Joel Embiid was nowhere to be found. They put out an APB for that guy. And Tobias Harris, short. He couldn't hit those shots. And Al Horford came through a couple of times, but they didn't play it through him. And when Ben Simmons did have the opportunity to pass it to Al Horford, he shot that crazy spinner on 3 like he was James Harden or Steph Curry. Next game, we know exactly who we're playing. This is an easy dub on Wednesday night against the New York Knicks. The Knickerbockers, they're looking towards June. They're not worried about the season. They're looking towards the NBA draft, and we should be able to take care of business. It's at home. They've had a few games where they played hard, but even with an undermanned team, I feel like we have way too much talent to even entertain them, keeping it a close game. So we'll take care of them, and then we'll deal with Orlando on Friday in Florida at the Magic's home floor. that's going to do it for now. If you guys enjoyed, you know the routine. Leave a like, show your boy that love, subscribe to the channel, and keep watching my videos. Till then, stay blessed, and peace!